So on social media, you want to always remain advertising compliant because social media is absolutely a form of advertising. And when we say advertising compliant, what we're typically referring to is having the three elements. So the logo, the Canopy Cleveland logo, the office phone number, and the disclaimer. So each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. If you have your name, the logo also has to be bigger than your name. So your name cannot be larger than the logo. There is not a rule about the size of phone numbers anymore. So your cell phone number can be larger than the office phone number. And so for all of that, one of the best things you can do is for your Facebook business page to have a branded cover photo on it, because on social media, the rule is your everything needs to be one click away from advertising compliance. And so having everything in your cover photo is going to keep all of that information at the top, especially when you're posting to your business page and then maybe sharing to your personal page or someone else has shared your post. It's always one click away from advertising compliance. So you can use Command to create that branded cover photo, and that's what I'm going to show you today. This will be a great intro into designs. So remember previously we have added our designs brand assets. So your logo should be in there and all of those things. So we're going to go into designs on the left, the paintbrush icon. So I'm going to click create design in the top right and then choose social and then continue. So this is going to load all the social media templates that are on here. So there are all kinds of templates for different posts for your business page. So you'll have no shortage of content on here that you'll be able to use, which is super helpful because when you get into the real estate business, all of a sudden you have to become like a graphic designer too, and create all this content for social media and marketing. And most people just generally aren't prepared for that. And that might not even be something that interests you. And so the great thing is Command makes it super easy to grab one of these templates, customize it in a few clicks, just spending a few minutes, and then you're ready to go. And then if you are someone who does enjoy that stuff and wants to get creative with it, you can get creative with the templates that are on here, or you can even create your own from scratch by going to My Designs in the top left. So you have plenty of options. So we're going to work from a template today. So on the left side, we're going to choose business basics and social branding. So when I click that, I'm going to then choose at the top Facebook covers, because these are sized appropriately for exactly what you're creating. So that also makes it easy. You don't have to guess on the sizing and everything like that. And we're just going to choose one of these templates. If you don't like any of them, the beauty of it is you can fully customize it. We're going to be able to change images, fonts, verbiage, move anything around. So however much you want to change, you can, and however little you want to change, you also can. The most important thing is just getting it branded. So I'm going to choose this one here in the middle. So I'll hover over it and click use. That will open up the design. So here we have our design. So we mainly, like I said, we want to get all of the branding information on there. So before we do that, we're going to look at just how you would change the image and things like that, because based on like what photo you use, if you change it, then you may move around like where you have the logo and stuff like that for it to fit better. So what I'm going to do is click the background image. So I have the family photo. Oops, I didn't mean to double click it. So I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to go on the left. We're on images right now. So I want to choose workspace. You can upload your own if you have a photo that you want to use. I'm going to use the default ones that are in here because there's a ton of stock images and I want you guys to see all of those. So there are all kinds of folders here that you can click through for images, and you'll just click the back button. There's even holiday ones. So if you wanted to customize your page around the holidays and change the photo, that would be really cute. So you can change these images. And the great thing is, once you have this created, if you ever want to just change the background photo of it to kind of freshen up your page, you'll have it saved in command and you can come in and just swap out the photo and then re-upload it to Facebook. So we could do house interiors, exteriors, lifestyle at home, anything like that. So I'm going to scroll through and see if I can find a photo that I would like to use. So if I wanted to use just an interior one, maybe I hover over this one and I will click these arrows that go in a circle to replace the image. So I might use one like that. Maybe I scroll back up and I did like the family kind of oriented photo. I can click the arrow to go back because maybe like I want it to be more about the people imagining themselves at home. So let me help you home phrase here. And again, you could even fully delete this if you didn't want it there. So we can look at lifestyle at home or lifestyle activities. These will have a bunch of family images. Some of them will be ones that have like maybe a realtor pictured in it. And so these are really cool. And I think these kind of help people imagine themselves being there, right? So here's one. Let's try that. So this one has like a realtor helping the family. They're signing paperwork. Maybe I wanted to use that. And you'll see it's kind of not like centered the way I need it to be. So if that happens when you change the photo, just double click it. Oops. And you can reposition it by kind of moving it up and down. And then I'll click the done button and that will leave it there. So then I might move this over a little bit because it is kind of covering him. So I might move everything over just slightly. So you're just clicking on the different boxes, text boxes, things like that. And then if you need to make anything bigger or cropped, you can use these corners, the corner circles, to make things larger. You can also use the line on the left or the right to make things shorter or longer. You can do this with text boxes as well. So just kind of play around with it. And then now we have our image picked out. So we want to just work on our branding. So what I'm going to do is I have a template or a placeholder for the logo. So if you click on that where it says DBA name, it will then take you automatically to your logos on the left. We set these up in our brand assets video. So we have all of these here. So I'm going to choose one that will show up well. So I might use the red and white one just because I'm going to have it over here on this left side. And we've got like the dark sweater, the dark photo right here, and I might be moving it up to the top a little bit depending on the design. So I'm going to try that one. So I'm going to do the same thing we did to replace the image, replace the logo, and then that will load. And then maybe I want to kind of move it up here. I can, or if I want to keep it down here, I could do that. So what I might do is get all the information on here and then kind of see where I want to place it. So that's one of our 3 elements. The disclaimer is also here. Now, I will point out that it does say just each office is independently owned and operated. So we want it to say each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. You can click on it to edit it and just kind of like double click in there and put your cursor where you need to edit and type. I find that a lot of people like to use this typewriter button that's in here. So once you select the text box, come up to the top where you would change the font and click on this typewriter button. This makes it super easy to edit text, each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. Then I might backspace this because it had it for 2 separate lines. And then I'll click Save Changes. And that updates it down here in the left. What I'm going to do is go to the line that's on the right side of the text box and pull it out until it gets to where it shows up all on one line. And I'm going to change the font to white on this as well. So I'm going to go up here to fill color and choose white. That way it shows up better. And then it's size 12 font right now, so I can make it a little smaller. It just needs to be legible on there. So you can change the font size up here in this drop-down menu. You can also come to the text box and use the circles on the corners and just kind of shrink it in. So whatever works best for you. So we have that there. Now, what we will also need is the office phone number, but of course we want this to be about you as well. So I recommend putting your cell phone number on here too. So I'm going to go over to text and then workspace, and not workspace, my assets actually. And then these are those ones we set up in the brand assets video where you could have different default text boxes. So if you didn't create any of these, that's fine. You can add with this add button. But for example, I have like this one with the office phone number on it. So I could click on it and add it, and it would just populate over here. And then I would just change the color and everything like that. So if you had one for your cell phone, you could do the same. You can also come to the add button on text and just choose one of these. You're really just choosing like a default size for it, but we're going to resize it anyway. So if I click body text right here, I can come in and I could just type in that text box. So either one of those. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to click on this one with the phone number, and I'm going to do my typewriter button. And what I'm going to do is do cell and office. You're going to add your cell number here. And then that way I have both of these on here. Now, if you want one to be larger than the other, you could do 2 separate text boxes. That would be easier to be able to like resize and stuff like that. So that's totally up to you because like I said, your phone number can be bigger and that's fine. So I'll save at the bottom. And then I'm again going to use that line to kind of pull this out till it all gets on one line. I'm going to go up here and change that to white and kind of make it a little bit smaller. Again, you can make that bigger and just kind of play around with where I want to have everything on here. So let's see. Might come up here, put the logo and then the phone numbers under that. And then I have my disclaimer down here at the bottom. And the other thing that you want to have on here that is suggested is things like the equal housing logo, the realtor logo, and the MLS logo. So a couple suggestions for that. On the left side, you can click logos and go to workspace. And under miscellaneous, you do have the realtor logo and equal housing logo. These are transparent, like a just a white or black version of both of those. But obviously the MLS logo is not here. So there are also versions of these that you can find if you just Google them in Google Images that combine them all on there. I do also have a couple versions, one that's white and one that's black, that are transparent, that have all 3 of them in it that I have on file. So we can always email that to you if you cannot find one on Google search there. And what you can do is just under add, you can upload those. So I can upload the version that I have on here. So I have the white one and the black one. So this is the black one. It should load and it won't be blurry when it loads all the way. So, so I have this one, but of course, I think the white one will work better on this image just because I'm going to have it over here in this left corner where he's got like the dark shirt on right here. So I'm going to click the white. Then I can make that smaller and see it's got all three logos on it. So I want to have that kind of down here. And you can place it wherever. Just a good idea for it to be there. And then you can also add your name to the image if you want to. Your name will be showing up anyway in the business page name. So that is totally up to you, but just kind of move everything around to how you see fit. And then when you upload it to Facebook, if you can't see a specific piece of the branding, then you can come back in here and move it around and then re-upload it. But other than that, at this point, you have a branded cover photo. So it does not need to look exactly like mine. I love seeing people's creativity come out with these. So just kind of, create something that feels like you and feels like your brand.
Download the image. What you're going to do is click download in the top right and then select your file type here. It may default to PDF, but you always want to use an image, so either a JPEG or a PNG. I usually just do PNG, and then hit the download button. Make sure not to close the window until the image downloads because it can take just a minute. And you'll see it kind of pop down here in the bottom of your website window as well. But up here at the top left, you can see the progress for downloading. So there it is at the bottom left. And so now I have it downloaded so I can go upload it as my cover photo.